Hey everyone, if you're trying to extend your swimming season without breaking the bank, you've probably wondered whether a propane pool heater like the Hayward H Series 150,000 BTU is actually worth the investment. I've been running one on my Inground pool for the past 2 seasons, and today I'll walk you through what it does well and where it might not be the perfect fit. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the 150,000 BTU output is serious business. On chilly spring or fall days when the water's in the low 60s, this heater can bring a typical 15 by 30 foot pool up to a comfortable 78 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit in about 12 to 18 hours. That's the difference between shivering and actually enjoying your pool when everyone else has already closed theirs for the season. I've used it both for the pool itself and for the attached spa, and the dual-purpose design means I'm not running 2 separate heaters. One of the things that surprised me was how straightforward the controls are. There's a simple dial for temperature and an on-off switch, no confusing digital panels or smartphone apps to wrestle with. If you've ever fumbled with a heat pump settings at midnight because someone decided to go for a swim, you'll appreciate the no-frills interface. The unit also has a built-in bypass valve that lets you adjust flow without shutting everything down, which is handy if you're trying to balance heating with your pool pump schedule. Installation is another area where this heater shines. Hayward rates it as easy, and while I wouldn't call it a weekend DIY project, it's definitely something a handy homeowner can tackle with basic plumbing and electrical skills. The manual walks you through every step, and the included template makes marking the pad location a breeze. I ran 3/4 inch black iron pipe from my existing gas line and used flexible connectors to tie into the heater, which cut down on the vibration noise compared to rigid piping. Just make sure you've got a dedicated 115-volt circuit and enough clearance around the unit. Clearance is key for both airflow and future maintenance. Energy efficiency is always a concern with propane heaters, but the H Series has a few tricks up its sleeve. The fin tube heat exchanger is designed to maximize heat transfer, so you're not just burning gas and watching the money literally go up in smoke. I've kept my monthly propane bill in the $120 to $150 range during the core heating months, which is cheaper than I expected given the 150K BTU rating. Of course, your mileage will vary depending on how often you run it and how cold it gets where you live, but it's nowhere near the sticker shock I feared. Durability is another strong point. The cabinet is powder-coated steel, and the combustion chamber is made from corrosion-resistant cupro-nickel alloy. After 2 seasons of daily use in a humid, saltwater environment, the exterior still looks brand new, and the burner assembly shows no signs of rust or warping. The electronic ignition has fired up every single time without a hiccup, even after power outages. That kind of reliability matters when you're shelling out 4 figures for a heater. Now, it's not all sunshine and 80-degree water. The unit is heavy, around 180 pounds, so moving it into place is a 2-person job unless you've got a come-along or a strong back. And while the heater itself is quiet, the propane burner does produce a low hum that you'll notice if you're sitting right next to it on a quiet evening. It's not loud enough to ruin a conversation, but it's definitely there. Also, if your gas line isn't already sized for 150K BTU, you may need to upgrade the piping or regulator, which can add a few $100s to the total cost. All things considered, the Hayward H Series 150,000 BTU propane heater is a solid choice if you want reliable, fast heating without the complexity of a heat pump. It's especially great for pools that are too big for electric heaters or for folks who only need to heat occasionally rather than keep the water warm all winter. If you're on the fence, check out the link below and see if it fits your setup.